productive, not outside playing, yada, yada, yada. But what was really going on is that I was in there, learning critical thinking, problem solving, how to recover from my mistakes. I'm kind of working through the game, and I'm learning all this stuff. Even finances, I'm putting in the work, and I'm earning like in-game currencies, and I'm buying things in the game, and there's consequences to what I'm doing, and I'm in there soaking all this up like a sponge. And as technology and gaming progressed, we started getting the ability with dial-up networking, yes, I'm that old, to connect house to house basically over the newborn internet, and now we could compete with people. And the exposure to that really got me super excited, and it pushed me into some electives in high school for computer programming, website design, all that type of tech stuff. I was fortunate enough that our district offered that, and the rest of my high school experience was amazing. Grades got picked up. I did a fantastic job. I was applying myself. Super excited. All of a sudden, I knew what I wanted to do when I, grew up and got bigger. And then I went to a quick 2-year technical college, very focused in computer network systems. And then a year later, I founded my first company. And, no Ivy League, no MBA, no nothing. I kind of built all that from what I learned in high school and then just refined my technical capabilities in college. So, thinking back, I kind of attribute a lot of that to gaming. The things that I learned sitting there where everybody thought I was mashing buttons, and really I was just on the information superhighway, just learning. So I just wanted to share that quick little story with you, how I got, here, how education and gaming kind of intersected back then when it was a super big no-no. I thought I'd just like to share that with you. So we will talk about esports and the terrible word of e-gaming. Please, 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 no matter what you say to anybody, never use the word e-gaming. Students will think you're a fake. They will hold it against you forever. Don't go tell someone you went to some e-gaming presentation today. It's e-sports. All right, so gaming and esports, what's the difference? Gaming is any kind of game, board games, video games, gaming on your phone, anything like that. It's just it's a reference to the casual style of gaming. Esports is the competitive side of gaming. That's the people on Twitch, the people that are going to all these championships, the people that are out there making a living playing video games. That is what esports is. All right, so we're just going to talk about the gaming industry for a moment here and why it's important, why it's going to be important to all of the kids that are growing up. And frankly, why you're here today. So the gaming industry is bigger than the music industry and the movie industry combined. It's bigger than the music industry and the movie industry combined, and that does include Taylor Swift. She is in those numbers. Just to give you some perspective how big it is. And it's only continuing to grow. I thought that I had a graph here to show it, but COVID obviously, exponentially grew that because everyone was home and needed stuff to do. So the market saw a big influx of new gamers, and people just frankly getting really, really good at gaming. So why is it so big? Well, it's completely taken over the box office. Back when I was young, we used to go to the movies all the time. That was like the thing. Like, I don't know, twice a month. In the summer, it felt like that's where we always were. But people are getting their entertainment now through video games, whether it's at home on the console, the computer, or on your phone. How many of you are gamers here today? Stop. There's more than that. You don't have any games on your phone? No Candy Crush, no Wordle? Ah, okay. Okay, so you're a gamer. You're a gamer. So gamers worldwide, you know, the cell phone has obviously given people access to gaming a lot more than the traditional console, computer, that type of thing. But gamers are on the rise. 80% of teenagers are gamers. And the split is almost half between male and female. And some of our programming here, excuse me for just a quick moment. Sorry about that. The split is almost equal between male and female, and we've seen it here with our programming. We do esports for Syracuse City Schools here throughout the spring and fall seasons, and we have players of every walk of life that come in here and compete together. So super, super cool. All right. So why do we have so many gamers? Why do people like it so much? It's all inclusive. You know, it brings people together, like I mentioned, age, sex, any of the LGBTQ initials, any of that, physical disabilities, handicaps, all of it. People can still game. So super, super inclusive. You don't have to be, 6 foot, 250, and run the 40-yard dash in 2 seconds. Anybody can be a gamer and compete. Super accessible. Cell phones really, really changed that. Consoles, it's not a super expensive thing to have in the home anymore. So it's accessible entertainment, and it makes people feel good. When you're playing Wordle and you hit one, or you beat a level in Candy Crush, or you beat the next level in Zelda, it's almost like a high. It's exciting. It feels good. And it's fun. Movies are fun. We watch them because we feel emotions. We kind of get involved in it, and gaming, lets you kind of be part of that story a little bit more. So I think that's kind of one of the reasons why it's superseding, the movie industry. So we got this big, massive, multi-billion-dollar machine. Almost everybody seems to be doing it. So what makes it tick? How do we keep this thing going? Well, it's the people. The people are what make the gaming industry and esports work. A good analogy is a movie star. You see Alec Baldwin on the screen. He's the big shot, making all the money. Well, behind him, just like in the gaming industry, behind that pro gamer that you see on Twitch and YouTube is a myriad of a team of people that make that whole thing happen. So when you're watching a movie and you see all the credits at the end, those are all the people that actually made that movie happen, not just Alec Baldwin. And that kind of brings us to some of the careers. Just because you get someone that likes gaming, it's going to be less than 1% that will be that professional gamer. Just like in pro sports, not everybody's going to be the quarterback. It's just the way it is. But there are all these other ancillary jobs and careers that are associated with the gaming industry that we need to have done and that kids may be interested in. I'll just take a quick look here at the careers that are currently available. You know, if you jump on Indeed and snoop around a bit, and there are a lot of positions that you don't think about. You know, like graphic design, information technology, accountants, agents. Esports athletes have agents. Attorneys. You know, there's coaches. There's team organizers. The team's got to travel. There's people that all they do is book esports travel. They book arenas like this for events. Even this facility here takes a team of people of all different varying skill types to make this run. You know, between video production and sound and lighting and network and computer, and you know, it's just a career fair in here. So just, you think of the gaming industry, you think of gamers, that's just a little tiny piece of what makes that whole thing run. Okay, so how do we connect students through esports and gaming clubs? How do we appropriately let them use gaming as a vessel to kind of propel them through, you know, their educational and then through their career? Don't get fixated on the game. Like specifically when we're thinking about education and gaming, don't get fixated on the game. We're making sure everybody's playing appropriate games and titles. You know, we're making sure it's in moderation, just like everything else. You shouldn't be on a treadmill 8 hours a day. You shouldn't be playing video games 8 hours a day. So all of that structure in place, gaming can be a really, really, really good way to hook the students. They're passionate about it. And when you show interest or passion into something that they're passionate about, it's easy. You've got their attention. You know, it's a captured audience. The messages get delivered a little bit. We joke around that we're sneaking, you know, the vegetables in with dinner, because they, kind of like me when I was a young man playing, they don't really know that they're learning. They're having fun. They don't know that they're learning communication skills and time management and how to be a winner, how to be a loser, all of those important, you know, soft skills that people need today. And it's a fantastic carrot to dangle in front of them. You know, focus on your English and math and science and those, and then you can play type of thing. It's an excellent carrot. All right. So why do we want to connect with them? Why do we care about any of this? Well, all of the benefits that these students are going to get from organized esports or even a gaming club are really just all the amazing things that we want them to benefit from anything that they do at school. You know, serves an underserved portion of students. I wasn't an athlete. I didn't play in band. You know, I didn't do anything like that. I didn't really do much in school. So it's kind of not exclusively those square peg round hole kids, but the kids on the fringe that maybe, you know, they disengage at 2 o'clock when they leave school, and they really don't re-engage until 8 o'clock the next morning. You know, it reaches those kids. Increased attendance. You know, we treat our athletes just like stick and ball sport kids. If they don't go to school, they can't come to esports. If they get into trouble, they can't come to esports. You know, all of those wonderful things that our young athletes here are happy to follow. So gamers are 3 times more likely to pursue a career, a STEAM or STEM-related career. You know, your engineers, you know, the math folks, the tech folks, all of that. Gamers are 3 times more likely to pursue those. 71% of parents say that gaming has a positive net effect. There is a little bit of the, you know, where we got a little skewed, and gaming systems were used as babysitters, and they started to become a little bit of problem at home. But again, with the appropriate structure, they can be used as a fantastic tool. 80% of students that sign up for esports programs never did anything else with school other than go there and come home. Just like our two friends over here. You know, they're not ball players, they're not in band. They didn't really do anything with school afterwards. So at 2 o'clock when they went home, they didn't give it another thought until that alarm went off the next morning. Actually, Keandre, do you want to tell everybody just a quick story about your experience so far? Keandre is about to start his second year here in our program.
Hello. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Keandre. I'm going into, as Matt said, I'm going into my second year here at the program. I am a junior in high school. Trying to transfer to Nottingham currently, but we'll see where that goes. A little bit about me. Before esports, I wasn't the perfect student, except for my 8th grade year, but like COVID. But I say I've came a long way through this program. I, met Matt. Rob is one of the founders as well. And I've learned a lot. Like beforehand, I didn't really do much. I played track like one time and gave up because it wasn't engaging. I did a little bit of band. That also wasn't like really engaging. Versus when I come here, like I'm engaged. I have great conversations with Matt and my rest of my team. Like even before, and like I was a part of the Madden team, which I've never played before. I didn't know what to do, but as we went on throughout the weeks, I was learning. I had one of the greatest coaches, Coach Smith, and of course, I'd like to shout Dwayne for also helping me throughout like my toughest times, picking the right team, picking the right plays. I also wanted to shout out Matt, for especially when I was academically not doing the best, because I'm not a perfect student. I would never in my life say that any kid is perfect.
Keandre, how's your attendance been?
My attendance, oh wow. My first period was my only struggle. Like, even like before esports, my first period was a struggle for me. I wasn't showing up. You can even ask Dwayne. Even currently, I had about in the 90s for absences for my Spanish class, but 99. Thank you, Dwayne. But I was able to pass the class by working well with my teacher, and she understood like, it's first period. Not a lot of kids are gonna show up for that class, but overall, coming to esports, I've improved in, I'd say, people management. I was not a people's person. I'd get mad at the world for just staring at me wrong. But overall, thank you, Matt.
Sure.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I'm going to let Matt take over.
Thank you, Keandre. Thank you. And he is not a paid actor. He is an actual student. He joined us for our summer camps this season, and we did a bunch of mini camps. So each week they did something that was related to some kind of STEM. And he did podcast production where he learned how to make a podcast with another group of students. So they did, graphic design, created logos and music, and they filmed the whole thing. They had to write scripts. They interviewed other players and coaches and did the whole thing. And ever since then, I can't get him to put that microphone down. So he could be in the other room gaming right now. He's here just to game and hang out, but he really took to the production and the showman type of stuff, and he's just loving it. So yeah, so real world example there. All right, almost done, I promise. So so we get the kids, we got their attention, we're figuring out ways to make gaming safe and, a space in education in some form or fashion. We're not asking, the Department of Ed to remove science or English or something like that and replace it with gaming, just ways to supplement it. And so that leads us, okay, we get the kids through, elementary school, middle school, we get them through high school. What's next? Does gaming die off after high school? No. So as it turns out, almost all of the SUNY schools have dedicated esports teams and departments. We have a couple of partnerships with Herkimer, Polytech, and Syracuse University. I'll touch on that just really quick. But last year, $25 million in esports scholarships. That means that kids were getting scholarships because of how good they could play a competitive video game against another school. Super, super cool. There's even recruiters now that will come to combines to see high school players, and they'll try and recruit them to their colleges, just like stick and ball sports. So like I mentioned, Herkimer, Syracuse University, during our summer camps, Herkimer College came down, brought their esports team, and kind of spoke to the kids about college and playing, what are you going to do after high school type of thing, all while using gaming to kind of get that hook, that attention. Like, hey, you can come here and play games, but you can also be a business major, or you can also get a degree in communications. And these two schools in particular, Herkimer's got a 2-year degree in esports communication and management, and then Syracuse University is about to fill their first year this fall for their new bachelor degree in esports communication and management, which includes the Newhouse School of Public Communications and Fall College of Sports Management, which if you have kids in the Syracuse City School District and they're eligible for the Say Yes program, I mean, it's a no-brainer. This was just a quick photo. We had our Syracuse City Schools Smash Brothers esports team go out to Herkimer College for a competition, and they wined and dined them, took them through the dorms, showed them, fed them buffet food, and just they had the time of their lives out there. And they did that on a Saturday. It was all kind of a, if you guys want to go, we'll facilitate it type of thing. But they had a blast, and every one of those kids, when they came back, were talking about that they could see themselves going on to college. So that was a feel-good moment in there. So where does Elite Gaming fit in? We talked a little bit about the industry, the careers, the kids, the engagement, all that cool stuff. What we can do to help is camps, field trips, workshops. We have some professional development days coming up for the district that you can get involved with if you want to learn a little bit more detail about all the different things that we do. And also, if gaming is an interest at all, trying to work it into a small curriculum to maybe test it out, or if anyone's thinking about an after-school esports program, anything like that, we can help you do that. We work with the district in all kinds of capacities. We're helping put in some esports labs, like at Clary Middle School, rings a bell. But we can help with the programming, we can help teach, we can help do all of that. So if there's of any interest of that, grab one of us, we can chat after the school year starts. Or if you're ever interested in coming down and watching the Syracuse City School athletes compete, they're down here Monday through Friday, every day after school. So we can help with any questions or anything like that you have. What else we got here? Well, I'm going to shoot through these super quick, but podcast studio, streaming studio, full video production studio. We basically have a mini TV station here. We do all kinds of programming and STEAM curriculums with all of that stuff. So if that is of any interest to anything, let us know. It's video production. Fortnite creative, Lego Fortnite, a lot of creative aspects of building gaming levels, game programming, more on the arts side of the gaming industry. We do all kinds of courses and curriculums for stuff like that. And one important one that I'd just like to mention is the Minecraft Educational. So that's a product by Microsoft, and they have stacks and stacks and stacks of pre-built curriculum that you can take, and lesson plans done to whatever kind of objective-based learning you're doing, that you can use that stuff. And so yeah, digital citizens is kind of a interesting way to think about the kids today. You know, they grew up with an iPhone in their hand. They didn't have to do the flip phone and the pay phone and learn all that stuff. And it's it's a different world. So it's on us to teach them, to be responsible with all that and use it appropriately and in the right way, and to grab their, recognize their passions and to use them to help them be better young men and women. And that is the end of that. So thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate everybody coming down. I know you guys have had a long, grueling day, I'm sure, of running around and having people talk at you. We do invite everybody, if they want to stay. I think they might even let you go early if you want, but if you want to stay and any tours, questions, or anything, you can meet one of our staff over here. We can buzz you around. Or if you want to jump on Rocket League, if you score a goal, we have some really cool prizes that you can win. So if you want to stay, we got some Dunkin' hats and swag and gift cards and all kinds of fun stuff. So you're more than welcome to come, stay and play, hang out, water, bathrooms, whatever. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Appreciate it.